LPT It's okay to not have an opinion, and to not take a side in every hot-button issue. Sometimes things aren't black and white, often there is nuance and complexity. It's emotionally and mentally draining to pick a side and defend it all the time. In addition, the perceived need to pick a side in every debate just adds to the polarization of society, and focusing on our differences divides us. I've felt much less stressed sitting out of debates and only engaging in the ones I truly believe in. Not just sometimes things aren't black and white. Most times they are not. There are times where you need to draw lines in the sand in terms of conduct. For society. For your own well-being. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't consider deeper issues. Said differently, you don't need to have an opinion on every hot-button issue. Everyone seems to have a strong opinion, and loves to spread that opinion all over social media. But the vast majority do not know all of the history facts and do not understand all of the nuances. And the least informed seem to be the loudest voices. It's also important to be able to say, I don't know. I'll go one further and add that you don't have to feel the need to care about every issue. If, after you read the news, researched a little more about the issue, heard a bit from both sides of the story, and you find that you still don't really feel anything about the specific issue, then just don't force yourself to feel something and or pick a side. Maybe it's just a bad, or weird, or different time in life for you that makes you feel nothing for something that everyone is feeling strongly about. Don't force yourself, and continue focusing on the things that you do indeed care about. The media has perfected this tactic. Divide and conquer on a smaller scale. Switch off the news and enjoy your life. Also, as an adult, it's neither possible nor a good use of time to be informed on everything and have an opinion. Just chill out and enjoy. I agree. I don't even know if we have the capacity to investigate and come up with opinions on every single hot-button issue. We're exposed constantly to multiple issues at a time, and we have to decide what's a priority for us, humanity, and where we want to invest our efforts and time. It is also important to know when it is necessary to take a side. When a topic is too important to ignore. When you are already educated on the subject and understand all points of view enough to form an educated opinion. Sometimes you do need to take a side. Because not taking a side would equate to keeping things the way they are. Which is, in itself, taking a side. Of course, you need to be respectful and present your view in a respectful manner. The problem is, for me, a lot of people get really pissed when you don't have an opinion on something. Like it's a personal insult that you don't really feel strongly one way or another. To me, the most mature thing to do is say I don't have enough information to form an informed opinion. To me, this gives the other person open license to explain their side, while also simultaneously not expecting me to just take their word for it. The best way to become informed on any issue is to listen to both sides. Then deciding for yourself what you believe and why. I just want to wake up and make it through the day. But dude, you don't care about what is going on. 111.1? I am concerned with my closer circle. World events, while sad, is not within the bounds of my circle. When said events come inside my circle, we're screwed anyway. But DUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUUU simply because I realize that every topic has so many layers and nuances that it is nearly impossible to fully understand anything at all. In my opinion, no one is ever 100 right and no one is ever 100 wrong. Exactly how I feel about Israel-Palestine. I just don't know enough. Hot take: I hope innocent people are kept safe. When I tell people I don't do politics, they get annoyed or irrationally upset. Yeah, it's disheartening when you agree with someone about an issue, but have questions, and suddenly you have crossed the no-no line. I like the acronym WAIT, why am I talking? Or I guess typing for online stuff. Makes me take a second to think what is to be gained by sharing my opinion on something. Oftentimes nothing. And so I just don't. I wish I was as sure about some of these issues as people on my Facebook, for example, seem to be. It must be nice to have everything that figured out. For me, it all seems so complex that, while I have opinions, I'm never 100% unwavering in them. I've blocked all political noise out of my life. I stopped watching any and all news. Life is good. I intellectually look down upon people who can't shut up and always start arguments about pointless shit for no reason. Someone is completely wrong about something? Don't care. Someone else will correct them. I think it's because people feel the need to be all like it's better to be loved and hated than forgotten, or something along those lines. You can have an opinion and be agreeable and sincere. You don't have to be rude for the sake of standing out. So yeah, I just wanted to say I agree with Op. Almost everything is nuanced and complex. If anything, there's rarely black and white. I'm surprised that's even a debate. Just my 2 cents. Being neutral and admitting both sides suck is also an opinion. I literally just posted this line right before finding this thread. Or maybe I don't need to judge things that are none of my business. There are a few issues I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. Because no matter what you decide, you will lose friends and some people will think you're a monster. I quit watching and reading the news decades ago and my life is better for it. Huge sign of insecurity is having a strong opinion on everything. Their worst nightmare is saying I don't know. Not even just okay. It's actually better to zip your lip and refuse to add to all the shouting, name-calling and polarization going on. This dynamic will not stop happening until we stop making it happen. Be the lack of shrieking and finger-pointing you wish to see in the world. As Yogi Berra once said, it was impossible to have a conversation, there were too many people talking. This is nuanced and complex is still a position. You're still picking a side. You're just picking one outside of a binary. And sometimes that gray is worthy of defending. Perhaps more so than the black and white. Especially when it comes to important issues where lives are at stake. Almost every major issue with two sides has the truth lying somewhere in the middle. And that truth is so important. If not enough people fight for it, then all you're left with is the fucked up binary where no progress is made. That's what I say about Israel-Palestine thing right now. There is generations of conflict and I'm not Jewish or Muslim, so having an informed opinion on that topic is like speaking in Latin. I do agree. But the issue is that it is not always true. There is some truth to the if you are passive you are on the enemy's side. The problem is that our issues are so complex and many. That is the fundamental issue. Human beings are not supposed to have that. Because there many times are a perpetrator and the victims or the truth side needs all the help it can get. And if we get passive viewers it is not helping. So it is a really hard question. It really depends on the issue. We should not be neutral on human rights. For example, X200B. Ever see Boondock Saints? Now, we must all fear evil men. But there is another kind of evil which we must fear most. And that is the indifference of good men. X200B. If the population is indifferent to bad stuff that's happening, then that bad stuff will continue to happen. Some issues we should not be neutral on.